Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajakacarya Ashtotarshad Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON BBT Founder-Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 14, entitled King Pururava enchanted by Urvashi, text number 48. Ek eva puraveda pranava sarva vangmayah devo narayano nanya eko gnirvarna evacha. Ek eva puraveda pranava sarva vangmayah devo narayano nanya eko gnirvarna evacha. Eka eva puraveda pranava sarva vangmayah devo narayano nanya eko gnirvarna evacha. You want to try? Eka eva puraveda pranava sarva vangmaya nanya eko ivana evacha. Eka eva puraveda pranava sarva vangmaya devo narayano nanya eko gnirvarna evacha. Eka, only one. Eva, indeed. Pura, formerly. Veda, book of transcendental knowledge. Pranava, Omkara. Sarva Vakmayah, consisting of all Vedic mantras. Deva, the Lord, God. Narayana, only Narayana, was worshipable in the Satya Yuga. Na Anya, no other. Eka Agni, one division only for Agni. Varna, order of life. Evacha, and certainly. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. In the Satya Yuga, the first millennium, all the Vedic mantras were included in one mantra, Pranava, the root of all Vedic mantras. In other words, the Atharva Veda alone was the source of all Vedic knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana was the only worshipable deity. There was no recommendation for worship of the demigods. Fire was one only, and the only order of life in human society was known as Hamsa. Purport. In Satya Yuga, there was only one Veda, not four. Later, before the beginning of Kali Yuga, this one Veda, the Atharva Veda, or some say the Yajur Veda, was divided into four, Sama, Yajur, Rig and Atharva, for the facility of human society. In Satya Yuga, the only mantra was Omkara, Om Tat Sat. The same name Omkara is manifest in the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Unless one is a Brahmana, one cannot utter Omkara and get the desired result. But in Kali Yuga, almost everyone is a Shudra, unfit for pronouncing the Pranava Omkara. Therefore, the Shastras have recommended the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Omkara is a mantra or Mahamantra, and Hare Krishna is also a Mahamantra. The purpose of pronouncing Omkara is to address the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And the purpose of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is the same. Hare, O energy of the Lord, Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Hare, O energy of the Lord, Rama, O Supreme Lord, O Supreme Enjoyer. The only worshipable Lord is Hari, who is the goal of the Vedas. Vedaischa sarvair aham eva vedya. By worshipping the demigods, one worships the different parts of the Lord, just as one might water the branches and twigs of a tree. But worshipping Narayana, the all-inclusive Supreme Personality of Godhead, is like pouring water on the root of the tree, thus supplying water to the trunk, branches, twigs, leaves, and so on. In Satya Yuga, people knew how to fulfill the necessities of life simply by worshipping Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The same purpose can be served in this age of Kali by the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra as recommended in the Bhagavatam. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one becomes free from the bondage of material existence and thus becomes eligible to return home back to Godhead. That's the end of purport. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this chapter, King Pururava, enchanted by Urvashi, is about to come to an end. That's why we see these verses are the conclusive verses, and the conclusion is given here. Each pastime actually teaches us some lesson. So here we are seeing the glory of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So King Pururava was able to get a son through a yagya, fire sacrifice. Last couple of days we heard about that. And yesterday we heard that how one can get a son in 3 ways. That was in text 46. According to the Vedic process, one can get a son through semen, Shukra. One can get a bona fide disciple through initiation, Savitra. Or one can get a son or disciple through the fire of sacrifice, Yagya. So 3 ways, Shukra, Savitra and Yagya. You can get a son, and the disciple is also considered a son or a daughter. Because once you get a child either biologically or by initiation, you have to take care of your biological or spiritual child. And that takes a lot of effort. So there's not much difference, but in one sense there is difference also. The spiritual nourishment is given to the dependents for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in this world we see the biological children are there, and that's with all the species. So in one sense there is nothing much special about biological upbringing by human beings. In most cases, I think animals, these days it would be correct to say that animals take care of their children better than humans. Because each species has been given a particular capacity, physical and mental and intellectual. So the animals, birds, reptiles, they don't go beyond their capacity, or they cannot go beyond their capacity. But human beings, they have a choice. And if they misuse that choice, then the result is that they also get animal body in their next life, and again they are very tightly bound by the laws of material nature. Animals, birds, insects, they don't have much freedom. Human beings have this freedom. Humans are considered to be the topmost amongst all species, 8,400,000 species. Why are they considered topmost? Because they have this choice whether to choose the spiritual path towards Krishna or not to choose that, and then go down. In all other species, there is only one way. You just go, your consciousness, the spiritual living entity will go from one body to a next higher body with a higher consciousness. But only in human life, you can either go up or go down. In all other species, you can only go up. You're very tightly bound by the laws of nature. So the upbringing of offspring that these other species do, that's very much tightly bound by laws of nature. But human beings are supposed to not only take care of material necessities, which includes bodily and mental and intellectual necessities. Human beings should actually primarily take care of the spiritual needs of their offspring. That's why Rishabdev says, Gurur na sasyat, swajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, Devam na tatsyan, na patir na sasyat, na mojyet yah samupet mrityum. That one should not take dependence either as father or mother or a guru or a relative or a husband. These are all leaders who take dependents. So Rishabdev says one should not take dependents unless he or she knows how to deliver the dependent from the cycle of birth and death. So that is the reason why human beings should produce children biologically. If they don't know how to deliver them from cycle of birth and death, then what is the use? For themselves, for the parents, there is no use, and for the dependents, there is no use. Everyone goes down in the these evolutionary stages. They glide down, and that is the greatest danger. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Trayate mahato bhayat." Mahato bhayat. Bhaya means fear. Mahato means great. The greatest fear is to glide down in the evolutionary cycle. So if we don't give our dependents this process of bhakti, then there is all the chance, or there is only one way, that is downwards. So Pururava, somehow he was very attached to Urvashi, and he suffered quite a lot. But because the Vedic culture was prevalent, he performed yajna, and then he was able to do a sacrifice for the Supreme Lord Narayana. So in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned in the beginning, first two shlokas of 8th chapter, Arjuna asks 8 questions to Krishna. And in 3rd and 4th verses, Krishna answers 7 questions. So one question was, what is Adhi Yajna? So Adhi Yajna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of everything. But in commentaries we hear that actually the word Adhi Yajna can also refer to Indra, who is the in charge of heaven. So when these Vedic yajnas are performed, sometimes these demigods are invited to take their share. But ultimately, yajna or yajna purusha is Vishnu or Narayan. So ultimately, that sacrifice is actually done to Narayan. That fire of sacrifice is considered the mouth of Narayan, and all the offerings that are done in the yajna they go to Narayana. So here Pururava also did this offering. So here it says, by the means of that fire, Pururava, who desired to go to the planet of Urvashi, performed a sacrifice by which he satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hare, the enjoyer of the results of sacrifice, that 47th verse. So the Bhoktaram Yajna Tapsam, the ultimate enjoyer of sacrifice is Vishnu. And yesterday also I heard the class, Aniruddha Prabhu was saying that Akama Sarva Kamo Va Moksha Kamo Dhardi. That doesn't matter what your motivation is. If you approach the Supreme Lord, you will be purified. In Bhagavad Gita we know there are 4 types of people who approach the Supreme Lord. Artho, Jigyasur, Artharthi, Jnani. The 4 types. One who is distressed, one who is desirer of wealth, one who is inquisitive, and one who is searching for absolute truth. These 4 types of people they approach. They are not pure devotees. They are mixed devotees. They have other desires. The person who is distressed, he wants relief from distress. So if you ask, most of the people who come to temple and pray in front of the deities, most will fall into that category. There is some problem and they want to get rid of that. And now, as we know, the renovations are going on in the temple, so the main gate is locked. Unless you have service, you can't enter. But some people don't know that, although the information was circulated in all the WhatsApp groups, but some people are not in those groups. So yesterday I saw there was one lady who came to get some relief. I think Akhil Loknath Prabhu was there, and then she was informed that actually temple is closed. So she asked Akhila Prabhu that please pray for my daughter, something like that. So distressed, people are distressed, they come to the Lord, oh please Lord help. So that's not a pure desire, but because they come to Krishna, they get purified. Krishna is all good, God is all good. Doesn't matter how we approach Him, we will get purified. How did Kamsa approached Krishna or Shishupal or all other demons? They didn't approach Krishna with a favorable attitude. They had either fear or envy or anger towards Krishna, but ultimately they got purified. That's why in 3rd canto, Uddhava exhibits his bewilderment that how amazing it is that Putna approached you with poison to kill you, but still you gave her this position of mother in the spiritual world. So this is very strange. Putna came to kill Krishna, and that to baby Krishna. It's considered very abominable to harm a child. That's why child abuse is considered very punishable offense. And in one purport, Prabhupada actually writes, to kill animals is like killing a child in a secluded place. Because animals are also like children, they are innocent in one sense. So these are considered very heinous crimes. That's why meat eating is prohibited in bhakti. If you eat meat, it's very difficult to progress spiritually. So anyway, Putna was such a demon or demoness that her speciality was killing children. So that's why when Kamsa came to know that somewhere Krishna is born, so first he employed Putna to kill all the children in that area. She had that speciality of killing children. Just see. Uddhava is saying, such a person who is so abominable, you are giving her such great position as a mother in spiritual world. So she got liberated when Krishna killed her. And the same bewilderment is exhibited by Lord Brahma in his prayers in 10th canto. He says, you have given this highest position to these notorious demons. So this demoness Putna had 2 brothers who also had high profile criminal career. So one was Bakasur and which one? You just said something. Aghasur. Aghasur. So Bakasur and Aghasur. So that's why another name of Putna is Baki, the sister of Baka. So Uddhava says, Aho Bakiyam Stana Kala Kutam. And same way Brahma says, you have given the highest award to these heinous demons. So what will you give to your devotees who are fully dedicated to you and they are who are serving you always and thinking of you? What is remaining? Because highest position or highest reward to achieve is going back to Godhead in your original constitutional position. Muktir hitvan yatha rupam swarupena vyavastiti. To be established in your original constitutional position in spiritual world is the topmost liberation. You have already given that to these heinous demons. So what is remaining for devotees who are totally opposite, who approach you with love? So this is very bewildering. So that's why Krishna is all good. You just approach Krishna, although it's not recommended that you approach Krishna with negative motive. Anyavilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanarivritam anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. We should approach Krishna in a favorable way and perform bhakti with our words, with our mind, and with our senses. So that is the recommended process. So once we do that, then we can quickly achieve the purpose of our human life. So here we see, this is a very nice verse. Here the word eka is used. Eka eva pura veda. So here it talks about the Satya Yuga. What was the situation in Satya Yuga? So that time there was only one Veda, and later Prabhupada describes just before the Kali Yuga, one Veda was divided into 4. So general conception amongst people is that as time is progressing, human race is also making progress. Previously, we were hunters and gatherers, and now we are very advanced. We are going to the moon, Mars, and the space. So that's the general conception. So here, there is the opposite fact given. This is the fact. What general conception in society is there, that's a myth. So the fact is, previously, people were more intelligent in previous ages. So there's Satya Yuga's description is there. So, Eka Eva Pura Veda, there was one Veda, massive Veda, one book or one body of knowledge. It was not even written. So, when writing came about, it is thought that that's the advancement. Previously, those hunter-gatherers could not write, and they would communicate almost in the language of animals, right? You have those different cartoons and movies made, what, Flintstones or what? So previously they would, like animals, they would have some language, something, and communicate. And then the languages came about as the humans were evolving from monkeys to the man, then the language developed. And now we have very refined literature. But actually it's the opposite. These Vedas came about in the beginning of the creation. When Brahma was there originally, he's the Veda Garbha, he's the one through whom this knowledge of Veda came about. It's given in 2nd canto that Lord Brahma was there on the top of lotus flower and there was nothing else. So he was trying to see what is the source? How have I appeared on the top of a lotus? So he climbed down the stem of the lotus, but still he couldn't find anything. And then he heard 2 letters. Tapa means austerity. So that was the instruction given by Vishnu to Brahma. And he understood. He's the most intelligent person in the whole universe. So he understood that. He went back up and then he performed austerities. And there Prabhupada mentions, if you perform bhakti yoga, hearing and chanting, it is like sitting on the lotus and doing austerity, just like Brahma. So at the moment we are doing hearing and chanting, this is the same position. We are like sitting on top of that lotus, which has come from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. There is no difference. So then Brahma got further intelligence through the heart, and he could see the Supreme Lord. He shook hands with him like a friend, and then he created everything. And all the knowledge came from him. It's described in 2nd and 3rd cantos. So this knowledge of all different sciences came in the beginning of the creation. It's not that all this knowledge has developed as the time is passing and there will be more knowledge and more research is going on to find something new. What are they trying to find? The origin, how it all came, how life evolved. We already know that. Don't have to do all this so-called research and waste time. And then these researchers, they don't have any refined lifestyle. They have very sinful lifestyle, most of them, not all of them. Actually, Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, this material knowledge makes you very proud and makes you like a donkey. And then you carry the heavy load of problems of this life. Because when you get this material knowledge, you become proud and you think you can solve the problems of this life. And those problems are not real problems that they think. The real problems are to get out of cycle of birth and death. So anyway, so Lord Brahma created this knowledge in the beginning, but now they think when the writing started, actual writing of books, that's when human was developing finer intelligence. But previously there was no need of writing because people were Shrutidhara. They would hear the message from the Guru and understand it and follow it. There was no need of writing anything. So that's why it is said, Eka eva pura Veda. There was only one Veda, and that body of knowledge was there, circulated in the Parampara system. And some say it was Atharva Veda, some say it's Yajur Veda, but doesn't matter because it was only one body. Then, in the beginning of Kali Yuga or at the end of Dwapar Yuga, it was divided into 4, and the whole story is given in first canto. So then, here it is said, Pranava Sarva Vangmaya. All the Vedic mantras were included in one mantra, Pranava, the root of all Vedic mantras. So Om, Omkar, Pranava is considered the original sound vibration. From the sound, then everything else appears. Because in ether, the sound travels. So first there was the sound, and then all the material elements were created like that. So from sound, ether came, and then further material elements. Sky means ether, and then air, fire, water, earth, they all came. And the different characteristics, sound, smell, taste, they were created in that order like that. So the Pranava Omkara, it is said, it includes everything. So Omkara actually represents, it's the impersonal sound representation of the Supreme, and Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the personal representation. There is no difference between Brahman and Bhagwan because Bhagwan is the source. So Krishna is also called Para-Brahman. So that is the meaning. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra includes Omkara, just like Bhagwan Shri Krishna includes Paramatma and Brahman realization. In the same way, Hare Krishna mantra also includes Omkara. In 13th verse, I think, of 8th chapter also it is said, Om itte kakshara brahma vyaharan ma manusmaran. And there also Prabhupada writes, Hare Krishna mantra actually includes Omkara. And Prabhupada in the purport also writes, Hare means, oh energy of the Krishna. In the personification form, we know it's the energy as Radharani, oh Radharani. And Krishna, oh Lord Krishna. And Rama, oh Supreme Lord, Supreme Enjoyer. That also ultimately refers to Krishna. Or you can say Lord Ramachandra or Balaram. So that's the person. We are calling the person when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that includes, this chanting process includes all other processes. There are so many other processes. Study of the Vedas, holy bath in the pure rivers, and then doing different penances, austerities, breathing exercises, charity. There are different Vedic processes for purification. But this chanting of Hare Krishna includes all those processes. So I want to read 2 verses from 3rd canto, spoken by mother of Lord Kapila. You know her name? Devahuti. These are very amazing verses glorifying the holy name and telling that how chanting of holy name includes everything else. So in the 33rd chapter of 3rd canto, Devahuti is saying, Yannama dheya shravananu kirtanad yat prahavanad yat smaranad api kvachit shvadopi sadhya savanaya kalpate kuta punaste bhagavannu darshanad. To say nothing of the spiritual advancement of persons who see the Supreme Person face to face, even a person born in a family of dog eaters immediately becomes eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once utters the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or chants about Him, hears about His pastimes, offers Him obeisances, or even remembers Him. So that's the glory of the holy name. Even if someone is born in the family of dog eaters, a dog eater is considered the lowest. Meat eaters, of course, they dull themselves by eating meat, but dog eaters are considered the 5th class, even lower than Shudras. In many places of the world, they eat dogs, and in one country, I don't want to name, they consider it was a traditional dish, dog eating, but now dog is becoming very glorified. Although it's a lower animal, cow is the highest animal, but of course we respect all species because they are Krishna's parts. But so in this country where this dog eating was very prevalent and traditionally it was considered a part of the society, but now people are becoming aware, we shouldn't eat dogs. So younger generation is not, eating dogs anymore. They may be eating more cows now. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's bad actually. So anyway, so dog eaters are considered lowest, but even such a person, if he chants the holy name, they are considered to be topmost. And in the next verse, 7th verse of the same chapter, there is more elaboration. So Devahuti is saying, the verse starts with Oh, Aho. In Sanskrit it says Aho, and in English it becomes Oh. So it's the same thing. It's the opposite, Aho and Oh. So Devahuti is saying, oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the family of dog eaters, such persons are worshipable. Persons who chant the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. So all these processes take a lot of time actually. To go to different holy places, to bathe in the holy rivers there, to read all the Vedas, to perform so many yagyas, to give charity sufficiently. All these processes take a lot of time and effort. But here it's saying that just by chanting, just by uttering your name once, you become more qualified than people who have done all this. So this is the power. So we may believe or not believe, but that's the fact. And that's what's written in the Shastras. So we can only take to this process and increase our faith if we hear from a person who has that faith. So that's why spiritual masters travel all around the world speaking about the glory of holy name and glory of Krishna's pastimes, so that people can catch that faith. And that's why Krishna says that this is a necessity to accept a guru. It's not a choice that I like to accept a guru or I don't like. You must. So there are statements in the scriptures Even in Bhagavatam it says, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Sheya Uttamam. If you are inquisitive about the topmost good, what is the topmost benefit for yourself? Shreya, ultimate good. There are two things, prayas and shreyas. Prayas means what's good just now, for now. And shreyas means what's good in long run. The example given is a child wants to play whole day and eat sweets. But parents know that it may be good for them now, they may feel good, but it's not good in long run. If they eat too much sweets, then they'll destroy their teeth. If they play whole day, they won't learn anything in school, at least material education. So that's prayers. So if you want to get your shreyas, what's ultimate good? So you must approach a guru. Tasmad means therefore, gurum prapadyeta. You must approach a guru. Those who know Sanskrit, I don't know much, but I've heard in relation to these verses that the form of Sanskrit which says prapadyeta means you must do it. There's no option given there. And in the